Hi, it's Debbie Williams and welcome to the Hypnosis Weight Loss Club. And I want to talk a little bit about sugar in our diet. See, with sugar, the food manufacturers have realised that we're sort of addicted to it. Because if you think about it, cocaine, the cocoa leaf, people would chew on that and get a little bit of a high, like half a cup of coffee. But then when we refine it down to a white powder, it becomes highly addictive. Not to everybody and not immediately. I work a lot with people who are addicted to cocaine, and many users have been using it up to 10 years. And in that time, they've stopped and started a few times, and then they've realised actually they can't stop. So it kind of gets under the skin, so to speak. Well, it's exactly the same that we do with sugarcane, whether it's sugarcane or beet or any corn, whatever we get it from, if we refine it down and it becomes a white powder. So let's just play with our imagination here. You're at a friend's house and you notice their 13-year-old is smoking a cigar. In shock, you say, you know, what's happening? And then you notice her 15-year-old sitting beside her is knocking back a whiskey. And you ask what's going on. Why is she letting her children do this? Relax, she says, it's life's for living. And you begin to stutter about how cigars can cause cancer and how alcohol isn't good for the liver and both cause heart disease. Now, okay, imagine this. You're at a friend's house and a 13-year-old is eating a McDonald's cheeseburger with fries, and she also has a McFlurry for dessert. A 15-year-old is watching TV, shoving down squares of chocolate into his mouth, occasionally sipping a can of Coke. Well, it's normal, isn't it? Well, what if I told you that these kind of unhealthy, processed, fatty, sugary foods could also lead to cancer and heart disease? If you wouldn't let your children smoke or drink, then why let them eat themselves into an early death? Obviously, this doesn't only apply to children, it's you too. I'm not saying that you can't have these treats in your plan, but definitely keep it to a limit. You know, cigar and alcohol are well known for being major killers. Again with cigarettes, but in the early days when because cigarettes used to be recommended by doctors, of course everybody knows cigarettes relax you, and when the studies started to come out, industry always could pay a scientist to say, well, the results aren't conclusive, and so the smokers just thought, well, they're arguing about themselves, I'll carry on smoking. But of course we know now through time that actually it's not good for us. And people aren't so educated about food because, again, there's so much conflicting information. So we all know excess sugar is bad for us, but how bad? You know, does it affect our weight loss goals? What if we ate 40 teaspoons of sugar a day? Well, a chap, Damon Gamu, he tested this and the results are absolutely shocking. First of all, he put on 8.5 kilos, which equates to 1.3 stone, and that was in 3 weeks. He exercised the same, and it just shows that sugar, you know, doesn't help with weight loss. Not only that, in just 3 weeks he developed risks for heart disease. He also found that consuming this amount of sugar had a really negative effect on his moods. He felt sort of moody, lethargic, and, you know, he just sort of felt sort of out of it. And we also know that, you know, with things like what's it called? ADD and all of those things, that when diet restriction of sugar is, you know, imposed, then it can calm people down. And I've read studies over the years as well of young offenders where they took sugar out of the diet for 10 days and they noticed that everybody seemed calmer. So it is like a white poison. So you probably think that you don't eat a great deal of sugar, but we don't even know how much sugar we consume, because did you know, like barbecue sauce, there's more sugar per serving than chocolate sauce? And sugar is added into savoury foods because it's hidden with the salt and the fat. I'm talking about savoury processed foods, because the manufacturers know that will keep us hooked and wanted to go back for more. So I'm sharing this with you to just inspire you really to look at maybe some of the other videos and other videos out there of how to get more plant-based foods in your diet and use whole foods. You know, on my one video there's a latte using frozen bananas where the starch has turned to sugar, so you've got all the fibre in there and lots of other nutrients as well. And if you want it really, really sweet, then you can add dates in there, soak them, and you've got a whole food that's got nutrients in there that we haven't even discovered yet what they are, but they've not been stripped of all of their fibre and stripped of all of the goodness, so that it can be refined and it's got a long shelf life. Anyway, it's great talking to you today. Bye now.